People tell you place. Like, do you have a place in the middle of the desert that's doing very well? And then it was very difficult for me to bring people in. The manpower, it was very difficult. Like you said in the beginning, I like to invest in my people. So I needed someone who can stand me, talk, have their own character, express themselves. And I make it not about me. I try to make it about the client because I tell them, okay, you don't need to impress me. I'm not the one paying your salaries. It's the client who's paying your salary. They pay the bill, I pay the salaries. If someone comes to me and tells me I don't like your food, fine. I don't mind.
You can't please everyone.
But if someone comes and tells me your food is cold, I need to look into it.
Exactly. Hello, and welcome to Forward Moves, the podcast that charts the path of successful journey in the creative community of the Middle East. I'm your host, Raja Haddad. Before we start, I would like to thank you for tuning in and for being loyal listeners. It is thanks to you that we are having these conversations with amazing people and that we will have more of them. Make sure you subscribe through the different platforms where you are listening to our show so that you don't miss any future episodes. And you can listen to previous episodes as well. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with a restaurateur who talks about hospitality in terms of community, generosity, and atmosphere, rather than a place where people come to only eat. Hello, Basil Yassin. How are you?
Hi, Raja. I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm thrilled to have you here on Forward Moves in Yava, your place, one of the two eateries that you currently have in Dubai.
Yes.
For our listeners and viewers, Basil Yassin believes that a strong culture behind the scenes is what translates directly into the guest experience. That's why he encourages his teams to work with creativity, authenticity, and full ownership of what they're doing. And that is reflected in his two current projects, Yava, which is a Mediterranean Palestinian restaurant, a nod to his roots, and Tonton, which is a modern urban bakehouse, both becoming key landmarks in Dubai's increasing and very competitive F&B scene, offering a totally alternative experience. You didn't stop there, right?
No, I didn't.
As his first venture was Catchy, a lovely play on words, by the way. A cozy cafe in Business Bay that served comfort-driven, healthy food to a soundtrack, wait for it, of Basil's favorite hip-hop tunes.
Yes.
The cafe quickly became a community hub, but didn't last long. And instead of being discouraged, Basil went on to launch Yava in 2021, and bringing distinctive flavors from his Palestinian heritage, into creations such as Musakhan Pretzel.
Which is an interesting dish, huh?
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, it's
We're
very
going to tell you
interesting.
more about that.
Of course.
But also not manaish or not so manaish.
Not so many.
Catering for the very eclectic Dubai foodies scene. He then launched Tonton in 2024, filling a gap by bringing a bakehouse, which is both authentic and fun. A sign of determination and moving forward, because you could have easily packed up things after Catchy.
It's like a creative French bakery.
That's amazing.
Put it that way.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Basil, I would love to start with something that struck me when I first met you, when we were having a chat outside in the terrace, and you told me, I'm not a chef. Tell me more.
So I'm not a chef. I was a ordinary corporate guy. I used to do marketing for telecommunication companies. And I left my job in 2013. So I've been living alone for a while, and I eat around the world. And given my background, I was born in Saudi, I'm Palestinian, grew up in a Palestinian home, then I lived in Greece. So I eat around. So I had the Western flavors, the Arabic flavor, and I like to mix things together at home when I lived alone. So I was cooking it. I've always been very famous for my sandwiches. That was the idea of Catchy in the beginning. I was only a sandwich shop. Then, it went on and on to become more than that. Yava in specific, the concept behind Yava and the dishes is nothing you can have somewhere else. It's only in Yava.
That's a very ambitious concept, if I may say so. Yeah, and not in a negative way, right?
No, but like you come to Yava, you cannot really relate it to a certain cuisine. Yeah. It's Yava's cuisine. So that's what I do. I design the dish. I don't necessarily work in the kitchen. I could cook it the first time, but after that I can't. Due to multiple reasons, I'm very impatient. I'm extremely big, so I don't fit in the kitchen. So if I'm sitting there,
you're not that big, so come on.
I'm extremely big. If in the kitchen they have those words where they say behind or hot, or That's gonna be like a very common word if I'm in the kitchen, you know, like because I really take a lot of space.
You sure it's not going to be move away, move away?
No, it's gonna be like, boss, we can't pass. And I'm like, oh, sorry guys, come. So I'll get out. And it happened a couple of times whenever we cook for
I'm
events.
sure, because you're talking about it. This must be, you know, based on a true story.
Exactly. So basically, I'm a conceptualized chef, but I'm not a cooking chef. I'm not a chef. I didn't study it.
I would say you're a culinary creator.
I like that better, actually. Yeah.
You know?
Well, I create my dishes. I'm culinary creator. Yeah.
I think you heard it first on Forward Moves.
Yeah.
Basil Yassin is a culinary creator.
Yeah, let's sign that up. Like a job description.
But you know, it's interesting because you talked about the different places not only lived in but grew up in.
Yeah.
But Yava, as the name suggests, is a very clear nod to your Palestinian heritage.
100%.
How much of that influenced your eclectic kind of taste for food? You know, how much of, and I'm going to ask something very, very traditional question. How much of your home kitchen growing up influenced your concepts?
I mean, okay, I'm going to say something that not a lot of people would say. My mom's food wasn't my favorite. So my favorite food growing up was my mom's.
How can you say that?
My favorite food was actually my mom's best friend, a Lebanese lady called Noura. Man, she used
Shout out to Lebanese cuisine.
Man, she used to cook the wara anab. She used to make everything, and everything looked good and pretty. And I don't know, my mom's food was great. People would tell you it's the best food they've had, but for me, it was Noura's food. Now, what I like, what I like to do with my food is mix things I grew up with, refine it in a certain way, and really preserve the main ingredients in it. For example, you mentioned the Musakhan Pretzel. You have the traditional way, right? So you have the big one, the big bread, flat bread. They like drench it with olive oil, put the summa and the caramelized onion in the chicken. Then in the new industrial, world where restaurants, they make a roll because it's faster, easier.
Yeah.
But you can't really put any olive oil in that. Well, you're not cooking, you're not frying with olive oil.
Yeah.
I mean, please don't. Second, how? Where? Like olive oil is the main ingredient.
So, you don't fry olive oil?
I mean, you can pan fry.
Yeah.
But you cannot deep fry.
No, not deep fry. Yeah. Because, when one of my favorite kind of breakfast treats when I was still having breakfast was, just an egg in olive oil with sumac on it.
Like, I agree. But I'll tell you one chef, for example, who I know for a fact does it well is Chef Halawa. He does it very well, the Musakhan way.
Ahmed Halawa, we had on the show earlier.
Because Halawa, for example, puts olive oil in his
but he doesn't cook with it.
He doesn't, he bakes it.
Interesting.
So he did it well. He kind of like figured it out. The guy is, he's really good at what he does. But me, because, I didn't want to bake, I'm like, you know what, let me try to do something else. At that time, we had a knotted babka, let's say, a Nutella babka brioche bread. So I'm like, okay, if I remove the Nutella and I put Musakhan in this and I add sesame and make it a bit crispy on top, I think I can have a pretzel. Kaki. I was driving, I swear. And I'm like, okay, let's go. Now, at that time, I had a Turkish chef, so he doesn't know what Musakhan is. So I drove to Sharjah. There's a very good restaurant, shout out to Zahrat al-Quds. They're amazing. Like, they have the best Musakhan pretzel. Brought it. I'm like, this is Musakhan. And that's how it should taste. It's sumac, onion, and chicken. Let's make this mix. Let's try. It worked. We stuffed, we rolled, we knotted, we put it in the oven, we got it out on olive oil because it's brioche. It absorbs everything. And we tried, and it was unbelievable.
Wow.
And it became our really signature dish. It became a signature. Everybody talks about it. Everybody wants it. You have to have it when you come to Yava.
But it's. I've asked you about your kind of how much your origins or your heritage influence your current practice, and what I hear is that it's all in the ingredients. Yeah. Rather than in the traditional dishes that we
100% yes,
and that is reflected in what you're doing in Yava.
Yes,
but how you brought these kind of home kitchen memories that are around the ingredients, that are about testing, and I think this is what I like about what you're doing is you balance tradition with innovation, because I called you culinary creator.
Yeah.
Creation means innovation. And we can see that in your in your dishes, right?
The thing
How
is
do you
about,
strike that balance?
I've always said it, home food or Arabic food, because let's face it, the Arabic food you're having outside is not what you cook at home. So you go to a Lebanese restaurant, you're having shish tawouk and kebab. When was the last time you had shish tawouk at home in a Lebanese house?
But not the way they serve it here.
You know, that's not how you don't
do,
cook
because
that
what
at
you
home.
do is that you have your man'al, and then you have the different skewers. And it's not only shish tawouk. You've got
it's a weekend thing.
Yeah, it's a weekend
not a
thing.
daily dish. Right?
Correct. I agree with you.
So and then if let's say I'm gonna put you wara anab on the table, and you tell me it's not good, it's not because it's not good. It's because you're used to the one your mom cooked.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get into that battle.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know,
Yeah.
It's one of those like, okay, I can't beat them. It's a mother's dish. I cannot beat that. I'm gonna create my own kind of standard, innovative menu where I can't be judged to a mother because I don't want to compete with them. No, really.
Trauma.
Yeah, it's true, because I can make a certain ma'lubi and then a guy comes, tries it, goes, look, I love it. It reminds me of my mom's. And then another guy comes like, no, but this is so different. We don't make it like this. Yeah, but I've never been to your house. How do you want me to match that? You know?
Yeah. And the point is not to match that.
Exactly. I don't want to match that. So I created my
Because you're
own
offering an alternative experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I do an alternative experience using my own ingredients, keeping the flavor only, using things that grow in the Mediterranean land, because that's why it's called Yava. Yava is the Mediterranean. Yafa, Haifa were the Mediterranean ports. I'm not from Yafa. I'm from Tabariya.
Tabariya, it's further up in the north, no?
So I'm not even from Yafa, because Yafa and Haifa were the first Mediterranean ports.
Correct.
To the whole region. Yeah. I decided to call it Yafa. Yeah. And I called it Yava because I don't want people to come think, give me Musakhan Mansaf. I'm not a traditional restaurant. So I put a V in. Yeah.
So in a broader sense, because you said, I don't want to replicate anybody's mom's cooking, to put it mildly. But you're still or at least people look at your culinary art, and I keep insisting on that word, as a means of preserving identity.
Yes.
You talked about Yava. But is it, when you create a dish and it draws on this Palestinian, Mediterranean identity, is it from a cultural experience or is it something else, something more?
It is cultural, but like a little bit more, because look, there's so much we can be expressive on as Palestinians. I've never been to Palestine, so there isn't anything else I can talk about. So we're proud of certain things. Like, for example, I only use Palestinian olive oil. I only use Palestinian sunnah and olives. And I mentioned that and I talk about that. Why? Because today, like actually 3 days ago, I had a video that I had to do with olive oil. And then I go online and I write best olive oils. And then they mention Greece, Italy, Spain, not a single Arabic land.
Yeah.
Really. So there's Lebanese olive oil. Why wasn't that mentioned?
Yeah.
There is Palestinian olive oil. What is that?
Tunisian olive oil.
Why is that mentioned? So Palestinian, I understand we don't have mass. It's hard to ship all over the world. But it's really good oil. So I try to use it in our. And since I serve to the international audience, I bring what we have in our land here and sell it to people that don't know, and I say this is Palestinian. So it's part of like sending the message as well that we actually do have a good culture and we use it properly, and it's good flavors too. I mean, I was funny. I was in Lebanon around a month ago, and I go to this best Manaish place called Bob's, and the guy goes like, "Fun fact: I use Palestinian Jordanian za'atar because it doesn't give you heartburn." And I'm like, "Why does Lebanese one give you heartburn?" He's like, "Yeah. Apparently, you use something that makes it more acidic."
I didn't know that.
Yeah, apparently it gives you heartburn. And he's a Lebanese guy, was a na'ash, So I'm like, okay. So I test. And it did give me heartburn. Not because it's a bad thing, it's just because I didn't grow up with it. So it gives me heartburn.
Yeah, exactly.
So the guy kind of like said, okay, I got you. I have your za'atar. I'm like, thanks, man.
But it's interesting what you're saying, because, and I totally agree with you. And part of this podcast is we try to tell the story of thought leaders in the creative community of the Middle East, because we believe that there's a stronger narrative that should be out there. We cannot always be defined by our trauma,
100%.
And we cannot always be defined by our alternative truth, whatever that might be. There's a stronger story. There's a stronger story in art. There's a stronger story in design. There's a
100%
stronger story in music. There's a stronger story in culinary art. And I think we can tell that story, one painting at a time, one song at a time, one dish at a time. I'm borrowing a sentence from, Chef Ahmed, we were talking about that. But then it may be different with Tonton. Because here we are switching gears, because I've kind of tried to do some research and, maybe it's the heat still around, but I couldn't find a clear link between heritage and Tonton Bakehouse.
You want the absolute truth?
Shoot it.
Absolute truth. So on Yava's menu, I have a dish called olive tagine, right?
Olive tagine.
Yeah, in Yava.
Yes.
And then I opened a French bakery. I'll give you the link. I'm married to an Algerian French.
Okay.
My wife's Algerian French.
Okay.
So if I didn't add the tagine on the Yava menu,
that's it. You're toast.
if I didn't open the French bakery,
so
it's all about me.
So it is linked to you.
It is a link, but
to
also,
heritage.
Also, at the point where I opened Tonton, there was artisanal bakery was not a thing. So from a business sense, it was a great idea to start.
Yeah.
I do have a za'atar one, so I kept a little bit.
Okay, yeah. So there's...
But generally, it was just business-wise as well. It was really good.
Yeah.
But also because my wife, Anais, she decided, I think we should open a French bakery. Yeah. There isn't many good ones.
Yeah.
Like, sure.
Wise man.
Sure. I think we did a very good job because our expectation was a certain level and we had to match it. So it was a lot of trial and error. Tonton, the first 2 months, I flipped like 3 chefs.
Yeah.
Because we will do one great, and then we couldn't get the consistency ready. So I'm like, okay, we need to keep going. We need to keep going. We need to keep going. Until we found that one guy that kind of understood
he got it.
Chain of thought and everything we want to do, because we have an Italian Paul Suisse and Tonton, like it has mozzarella and pepperoni. It's not just chocolate and custard. Yeah. So we go crazy as well in Tonton, but we keep at least the dough French.
Yeah. I want to shift gear a little bit, not to kind of put a gloomy spell on things, but speaking of challenge, because you're again a culinary creator, but you're also an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Right. If we shift to business realities of running such a business, right? Opening and running restaurants in Dubai. Dubai's competitive F&B scene
100%
is no small feat. You've done it once, you've done it twice, you've done it 3 times. Yeah. So I'm not going to ask you what keeps you going there, but I'd rather ask you about what were some of the biggest hurdles or if you want to be positive about it, the biggest kind of opportunities that you encountered and that how you navigated that?
For the first concept, Ketchi and Yava, I'm blessed to have one of my best friends and partner to be part of it. He knows how to run his own business for a while, so I learned a lot from him.
And that is?
Samer, a very good friend of mine.
Shout out to Samer.
Yeah, he's an entrepreneur. He's a very, very good businessman. So I learned a lot from him when it comes to these things. Now with F&B operations,
it's a different ball game.
Yeah, Ketchi was a trial and error, man. And my challenges were 2 things: communication, because people tell you place. Like, do you have a place in the middle of the desert that's doing very well? And then it was very difficult for me to bring people in. I just didn't know, although my marketing background, I didn't know how to bring people in. I learned it 6 months down the line. Second was the manpower. It was very difficult. Like you said in the beginning, I like to invest in my people. So I needed someone who can, understand me, talk, have their own character, express themselves in a respectful way. So my interviews are hectic, man. Hectic. I put people on the run, like, okay, we're done now asking questions. Yalla, show me what you can do. I want to see their character, body language. I want to see how they deal with people.
Oh, the practical side of things, of course.
Sometimes they cross the line, sometimes they don't. And then, I like to work with the same people. I like to invest with the same people, but it was very difficult. Finding the right chef, find the right people to deal with the customer, understand your point of view, because I want them to feel like it's their own. Because it is.
Yeah.
It's what feeds everybody.
Of course.
Like if I do well, you're all doing well. If I don't do well, guess what? And I make it not about me. I try to make it about the client because I tell them, okay, you don't need to impress me. I'm not the one paying your salaries. It's the client who's paying your salary. They pay the bill, I pay the salary. So it's mainly you need to satisfy the client.
So the experience.
To a certain level, of course.
Yeah.
Because I still don't agree with the client's always right.
No,
a lot of the time, especially in our
you
field.
don't have a 100% satisfied client
Exactly.
either.
So to a certain extent, I want them to make the client happy. I want them to be happy, even if he doesn't like the food. And I always told my team that, okay, if someone comes to me and tells me I don't like your food, fine. I don't mind.
You can't please everyone.
But if someone comes and tells me your food is cold, I need to look into it.
Exactly.
If someone tells me your meat is not cooked, I need to look into it.
Yeah.
But when someone tells me I don't like your food, fine. I don't take it to heart. You don't like it. You don't like it. I'm not going to satisfy everybody.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to translate to the guys.
So it's the basics. It's to make sure that people kind of master the basics, right? But you're talking about kind of, again, operational challenges, right? It's like the team, it's sourcing ingredients, it's the skills of your staff, whether it's bakers or chefs, and maintaining consistency, as you said. What about other challenges? Something that are not business related.
I have one in Yava. It's a very hidden challenge, but it took so long, and I still face it till today. So Yava is written with a V, and the V is not an Arabic letter. I'm not gonna go into it deeper. So when I first opened,
isn't there an F with 3 dots?
Double F. There is in Arabic. In Arabic, it's registered Yafa actually, but in English, it's Yava.
Oh, okay.
In the municipality. I don't want to get into it too much, but till today, a lot of people think I'm not Palestinian, and
really,
they try to. Tell me, oh, this place you need to, not eat there, or you don't need to go there, this paper. And I don't necessarily look very Palestinian as well, the way I dress. So I had to do so much in the beginning to prove that I am Palestinian owned, because I'm not a Palestinian restaurant. I'm not Palestinian. I'm not a Palestinian restaurant in the sense that you're going to have authentic Palestinian food.
You're a Palestinian owned business.
Palestinian owned business.
Yeah.
So don't think I'm something else. Yeah. That's my point. That was my fight.
Yeah.
I've been operating 40 years. I sponsored all kinds of events. I say all types of videos. I say I'm a Palestinian owned restaurant, Palestinian dishes, Palestinian name. Still till last week, I receive a comment. No, that's not a Palestinian restaurant.
How do you navigate that? Because that's a challenge that is core to your identity. We were talking about Yava translating your heritage, into different forms of transmitting that. But this is kind of touches your core identity.
Because
how do you navigate that?
At the beginning, I used to get so emotional. And I used to fight back and whatever. Now I'm like, well, if you haven't done your research, you haven't done your research. I kind of, I'm not going to say numbed out, but maybe it's because it happens a lot less now. But still, man, every time
you let it pass.
I'll let it pass. I just don't have to reply anymore. Yeah. I mean, please do your research.
Yeah.
Because Yava as a word, it represents Yafa, but it means nothing. I mean, Yafa means nothing. Google Yafa today, Yava on Google, it will tell you nothing.
Yeah.
There's no meaning to it. Only thing for me and for Yafa or Yava, the restaurant, it represents Yafa, the port, Palestinian port.
And you do demonstrate that or transmit that through the dishes, through the ingredients. We just talked about Palestinian 100%. Olive oil. We talked about Palestinian sumac.
Yeah. But in the beginning, we used to say we're a Mediterranean restaurant, which we are, because I don't use any ingredients that don't grow on the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
So people thought I would say Mediterranean because I'm hiding something.
Interesting. You never catch a break, man.
It was really bad.
Yeah. But on a positive side, every business has opportunities as well. What are the opportunities that you identified in Dubai that, as I mentioned, pushed you to not double it once, but do it 3 times now, and these concepts that you hold dear to yourself. What opportunities did you capture in Dubai that make you believe that these concepts will work?
To be honest, okay, every time we started something, we were first players in the business. So Bikachi, same, Yava, same, Tonton, also, we were like the first 2 or 3 bakeries that opened. So we're always first to start a new thing. But how Dubai appreciates these concepts differs from season to another. So in the beginning was, okay, we need, bulk of people, average priced, bulk of people, let them sell, create the word. For the past 2 years, it's been very prestigious. It's a chest banging game now. You want to be known for something. You want to win an award. You want to be respected for your cuisine because it's different.
Yeah.
So you have all these fusions that are opening. You have all these chefs that are coming to town. And I'm blessed to be in Basil 51, man. I'm surrounded by the biggest players.
Yes.
I have Orfali one block away. I have Miriam on the other
you
side.
mentioned it. You have some very impressive neighbors.
Very strong names. And for me to still keep a name up that people know, like now I walk around, either people tell me you're the guy from Yava, or if I mention Yava, it's like, oh my God, I love your food. It's just very rewarding. So it keeps you going because, as much as I feel and I face the fact that I think I failed in so many aspects in our business, then this happens and you go like, no, I did something right. Because
this is what drives you.
Yeah.
Because earlier I told you about how you navigate challenges.
Exactly.
That's the answer I was looking for.
It's very rewarding.
Yeah.
And then also, I received a message the other day, someone saying in Arabic, Allah يوفقك بكل شيء بتعمله. Basically, he just, anything I do, God should support you. Just like that. Some guy or
that's
some
very
ladies.
heartwarming.
So it's very rewarding. I mean, yes, it doesn't pay the bills, but it does.
No, but
Yava does well. But it's not.
It's your drive.
It's extremely
it provides
rewarding.
you the drive that you need to carry on.
Having a name to compete with these guys around me. I mean, they're not competition. We do different things, and we love each other. We're friends somehow. But again, this is something also I'm very proud of. I mean, the guy's a genius. He's one block away, makes you a bite that gives you 16 flavors. And I'm here giving you orzo on a lamb shank, and I'm like, okay.
But it's the best orzo on lamb shank, don't play it.
No, I'm not. But the comparison, I'm saying,
of course.
He's a culinary genius. And I'm still relevant, even surrounded by these guys. You know what I mean? It's very rewarding.
But that's testimony to your hard work and the determination, and it's also testament to somebody who cares about craft and identity. But you don't want to be stuck in that. So how do you keep evolving your concepts? If we don't want to call them menus, how do you keep evolving that?
Man, I get inspired a lot, so that's for sure. For example,
what do you get inspired by?
I get inspired by either different cuisines or places I go travel to. For example, Italy. I toured Italy 4 times, strictly for food. Because I use orzo, and orzo is pasta, so I want to see how they use it. So I'll give you
you use that instead of rice?
Yeah, because it's shaped like rice.
Why is that?
Because rice doesn't grow in our lands. Yeah. We import rice. We import rice from India, from Egypt.
Yeah.
I mean, I still eat rice at home. I'm born in the Khalij, so I love rice. But the message we send here is you can still match that with orzo, things that grow in our land.
But I want to say, I interrupted you, but because I remember we talked about orzo now, and you told me that because it doesn't grow in our region. Yeah, right? So, but orzo uses ingredients that grow in our region.
Yes.
And
wheat,
that is
egg.
And I linking that to, again, Palestinian olive oil, sumac, whatever. Is it that important for you?
Yes.
Homegrown, indigenous ingredients?
We're one of the only restaurants, as a smaller scale, we're one of the only restaurants that use farm to table. Coming November.
I did not know that.
Yeah, from November to March. Yeah. 80 to 90% from all my vegetable intake in the shop is coming from the farm. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, so Yava has a farm that is in Sharjah, and we bring all our vegetables from. Like I launched an eggplant dish the other day. It's because the farm gave me eggplants.
So that allows you to keep evolving
inventing new stuff. But also I like to eat different cuisines. For example, kebab. I don't like the Arabic one. I like the Iranian one. So the kebab I have here, it's Iranian inspired. And it only happened lately because there's a lot of great Iranian restaurants that are opening in the country. So I go and try, and I'm like, okay, I want to make it. I used to have a kafta. I changed it to kebab. Italy
Isn't it
was
a bit drier?
no, it's fattier, but it's less spices. And it's
Okay.
so good because you
Yeah.
want to taste the meat.
Yeah.
And then you have Italy. Italy was a great inspiration. Like I remember I had this dish, and it's things we grow on our land and use daily. I had this veal sage pasta.
Wow.
So it's ravioli, sorry.
Yeah.
So it's ravioli stuffed with veal and cooked with sage cream.
Interesting.
And it was so good. It was so good. So I'm making something now. Like an
Man,
ossobuco.
it's early to eat. I'm already kind of
I'm
full.
making an ossobuco.
Yeah.
So veal, orzo, with the sage cream.
And this is what
Happens. So basically,
But this is what also defines your brand.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Exactly.
like this is what Yava is.
It's an experience I've had, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do something similar to here.
And switching to brands and marketing, and I don't want to
sure.
reference your
But
previous life in the marketing realm, but how do you see today's F&B marketing scene, especially in Dubai, but globally? With Instagram, TikTok, and different platforms shaping what a diner's experience should be. Or what should diners' experience be perceived as? Even expect what food to act. How do you look at that? How do you?
I have to ride the wave, but I don't agree with it. So
Two contradictory
Yes.
sentences in one.
I have to ride it. I have to do that.
So you're riding the
TikToks.
wave. You are
I have to.
on the social media. You use it as a vessel for your marketing.
I need things to go viral. I have to come up with new things and shoot it and make it go viral, and people think it's good or bad. I want the talk.
Why don't you agree with it then?
Because it's not about the food anymore.
Yeah.
You go to Europe, you go to France, or you go to Italy, you can find a small shop that doesn't even have Instagram.
Yeah.
It's packed.
Yeah.
Why? Because they like the food. You're walking around, you see this small little bistro, you sit down and eat and go like, wow, it's really good food.
Yeah.
We don't have that here. We do after the place goes viral or the place goes famous, and then you start eating everything, or you want to be part of this community. But I don't.
Is it because you mentioned great examples? It's like sometimes whether in Italy, so I told you that I go south of France. You find like the most unrecognizable place, and you have the best
exactly
dish there. It seems to be like the flipped way of doing things over here. Is it because Dubai or the region is super hyped on marketing first and then experience, rather than live the experience and then talk about it?
We cater a very small community here for restaurants. The ones that are here all year long. I forget tourists. Tourists are a huge marketplace here, of course. But let's say the people that are here all year long, it's a very small community. So we have to keep reminding them that we exist all the time. And they have a restaurant opening every day and closing every day.
Of course, Well, closing as much as opening, you're right.
Yeah, so it's a very challenging market, and you have to stay relevant. Speaking of south of France, in a small shop, we went out with the family to eat in south of France, and we went down to town to eat. There was a restaurant called Good Restaurant. It's Good. I mean, you don't even take the name serious, but it has a word on the door, like something from the French Food Association. Man, random shop, and he's surrounded by other restaurants. We went in, ate.
The hole in the wall, right?
What like, it was amazing. And then the chef comes out, smokes a cigarette with shorts, and he's like, "Where are you guys from?" We came from Paris, and he looked at us funny because South hates
of course,
Parisians. But he still served us good food.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable, and he doesn't have a cuisine. Like it's just different dishes that he makes really well.
Yeah,
and we just ate one of the best meals in the south of France.
Yeah, there you go. But that's your idea of farm to table as well.
No recommendation, no word of mouth, nothing.
Yeah.
We're just walking, saw it, sat.
But there must have been something, because you said you ride the wave, right? You don't agree with it, but you ride it. What is can you give me an example of a dish or an idea that had its wave riding moment that went viral, or where you felt that actually, even if I don't agree, this medium works.
It worked.
Yeah.
It's Tonton, the caramel pops. So I created this new thing where we made very mini croissants stuffed with vanilla custard. And we dipped it in hot caramel and we kept it till it hardens. And it became like candy. So it's like a lollipop. You can crack into it to get into the custard in the end.
Yeah.
I shot this video and it reached like 500,000 views. And
Wow.
Yeah. And it created a mess in Tonton.
Amazing.
Tonton is very easy to create trends like that because it's small items.
Yeah. And it's,
For Yava, it was Ramadan. Our dishes went viral and the shop was, and I took over the outdoor of Tonton to accommodate to all the customers. It was ridiculous. And
amazing.
That was the first time we launched home cooked dishes.
That's great.
In Ramadan, and we had a great Ramadan. And that's why I keep doing it, because it works.
Because it works.
It works.
It's unnecessary evil.
I had a private account all my life up until 6 months ago, and I see the results, and now I can't go back.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to go back to have my private life, but I just can't.
I just want to post the cute picture I saw.
Yeah, that's it. That was
the trip I took.
Useless like street. Look at this beauty.
Yeah. Let's look ahead, Basil. You've done so much already, right? And what I like is the humble approach to business.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I may have failed in an endeavor.
Yeah.
It didn't stop me. It,
Of course.
actually fueled me to go further.
As it should.
Moving forward or looking forward, what does the future look like for your brands? Because there are, Yava is a brand, Tonton is a brand, Basil Yassin is a brand. What does the future look like? How do you want Yava and Tonton to evolve?
Okay.
And there's a follow-up to that, which I think you guess what it is.
I'll tell you something about Yava. Yava, I will not open another Yava in the country. I mean, in Dubai. I want to go to Europe for Yava.
Okay.
Tonton is an easily, it can go anywhere. Tonton is
franchise?
very small. Yeah. I would franchise Tonton.
Yeah.
I would Yava, no, I won't. But like Tonton is very easy to take out. Like franchise it, give the recipes, let it work.
Yeah.
It's very easy. It's a cool brand.
I think
Yava-
there's a gap for that.
Yeah, and Yava is more of a proud cuisine. I don't want to share it with anyone.
Yeah.
It's a destination place. You come here. I can imagine Yava on a smaller scale menu. I would open a smaller menu. You can serve wine. You have orzo dishes. I think that will serve the French very well. So I want to take Yava to Europe. That's for sure.
Okay.
As
You can write it with double V, huh? So
yeah, I'm like, honestly, and think about it. 6 o'clock in Paris, you're coming in to have a small plate of orzo with chicken meatballs and a glass of red wine or white
Perfect.
wine. Sitting outside, it's perfect. It works perfectly for France. For me to expand, I want to be one of those big players, the ones that own 6, 7 brands under the same umbrella.
What happened to Humble Basil?
No, Humble Basil is there. Like, I have humble concepts.
Okay.
But I want to have 6 brands under one umbrella. 6, 7 brands. And if I eventually go
6
into
brands, as in
license
6 different
restaurants.
concepts.
Yeah, not the same.
Yeah.
Maybe a licensed shop here and there.
Okay.
I want something like, I think we talked about this last time. I want something like, I don't know if you know Beef Bar.
Yeah.
Something like Beef Bar,
Yeah.
but a little more vibe, same kind of, atmosphere.
We
but
also
more
talked about the
vibe
boutique
music.
hotel.
That's the ultimate dream. man. That's the ultimate dream.
But there you go.
The ultimate dream is when I'm 55, 60, by that time, I want to own a boutique 11-room hotel.
Why wait?
I don't have the money now, and I think I still have the energy not to relax. I think by the time I'm there, hopefully I will be at the stage where I can, invest in a luxury hotel that serves the elite.
Will it be in the region or?
No. It will be on the beach. Either I go to Greece or I go to France. So it depends which side I want to follow, my wife's or my own. So if I
think we know the answer for that.
Well, look on how it's going now. It's going to be my wife, but I'm hoping family interferes and kind of convince us to go to Greece. Yeah.
With global trends like plant-based, health-conscious dining, delivery culture, we had a couple of them coming here. Hybrid concepts that people call fusion, whatever. How do you see your heritage, identity-driven cuisine fitting in this, in French we say cacophonie of different ideas?
Yava is a fusion on its own.
But last time we said we're not going to call it that.
Yeah, but it is in a way. But I don't agree with fusion in the sense that for some reason people think of fusion that they have to take whatever the cuisine is, and then like put Asia into it.
Yeah.
Like they go Japan or they go Thailand or whatever, they make you. And for some, everybody's putting caviar and everything now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's chicken nuggets with caviar. I don't know. So they make it,
This is not against caviar.
No, it's not. But like it's in the Caspian Sea. Leave it.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
why are you bringing it all the way here to put it on a nugget? Like, I mean, it's great. Probably tastes wonderful, but who thought of that?
Exactly.
So
Well, somebody also thought about, pretzel Musakhan. So.
Oh yeah, well, for sure. But at least this here, I buy my flour UAE based. I buy my egg UAE farms.
True.
Chicken UAE
I
farms.
stand corrected.
But yeah, like that's the fusion part. But us, we're not. Again, we're a fusion because we mixed Middle Eastern European ingredients, so it kind of is a fusion. But I don't want to be a delivery brand. I don't want to. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
I like to see people's reaction. I don't want to receive a Google review. Basically, if I'm watching my customer eat, I want to see him smile. I want to ask him how was it.
But that's the rewarding gratification,
but on
the
delivery,
driver that you talked about.
Although it's a lot of money in deliveries. If I become a delivery concept, I'll make 7, 8 sandwiches, put a chicken bowl.
You wouldn't revive catchy as a delivery only?
I still have the license active.
Yeah,
and
I see an idea. I see the twinkle.
I wanted to do that, honestly. Actually, Yava was supposed to be catchy. It's just because we're in Jumeirah, I thought, no, let's make it something different. But yeah, catchy is the license still active. It's still in the plans to open. You understand what catchy is.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know what catchy means. So I will open it, but I want to open it somewhere where it's Levantine density.
So you will stay true to that concept.
Yeah, so they understand what the catchy means, what the word means. Because if you speak to anyone else catchy, they'll tell you, what does that mean? Like, say a European person telling catchy, he doesn't know what that is.
We're about to wrap up. And what I usually like to do as a wrap up is to ask kind of rapid fire questions.
I'm worried. Let's go.
No, nothing to worry about. But these are easy ones, maybe. So, first question. Amazigh, music or rap?
Rap.
No hesitation.
Although there's a song I'm obsessed with it now. And it's inspired by Amazigh music.
Really?
Yeah, the beat is inspired by an Amazigh artist.
Okay.
You have to send me
that song.
I'll send it to you.
You send it to me. Classic Chevy or Mustang?
Chevy.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't fit in a Mustang.
But what color then?
Look, my favorite color is green. So the Chevy I have now, it's black outside, but I made a green interior.
Not orange?
No. That's too much Java.
That's too much Java. I think we talked about that, but I don't want to cause any domestic issues.
Yeah.
But Palestinian cuisine or French cuisine?
Oh man, I'm gonna be hated for this. French. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be hated for this. If you asked me that maybe 15 years ago, I would have said Palestinian.
Yeah.
But now it's the French cuisine.
How about French with Palestinian ingredients?
I'll try. I'll make you like a duck confit maybe with like.
I'll hold you. I'll hold you to that. Yeah. Espresso or Turkish coffee?
Espresso.
We talked about Turkish coffee.
Espresso. It hits. Turkish for me, because I drink a lot of coffee, Turkish for me is very light. So I'd have like 6 of it.
Yeah.
But espresso.
But I remember we talked about the origins of Turkish coffee in the region.
Yeah, because I remember I told you, I got someone telling me, no, it's Georgian Greek. How? Yeah. Please, you don't even grow coffee. How is it Georgian Greek? The brewing style, you mean? Like the way you boil the coffee is Georgian Greek? Why? And the Turkish stole it. No. Coffee in general is Arab launched because we don't drink alcohol.
Exactly.
So it was coffee as an alternative.
That's the brew of choice. Yeah.
So I'm not going to claim that we own Turkish coffee or Arabic coffee. We don't. But coffee in general started from the Arabic region.
Yeah.
Everybody knows this. We don't drink
alcohol. You prefer espresso.
Yeah, I still prefer it.
If you had a favorite person, dead or alive, who would be that favorite person at your table? Could be more than one.
No, I'll give you an actor that I would like to meet. Benicio del Toro.
Oh, yes.
And actually, there are so many actors that I run to in my life, but he's the only guy I actually went up to. I'm like, listen, man, I really want to hug you. This is one guy I would like to sit with and talk. And if I'm going to have an entertainment seating, it will be Seth Rogen.
Oh, yeah.
So I find his sense of humor very appealing to me, and I think we'll kind of click in a way.
Well, Seth, you heard it. You're invited at the table of Basil.
Seth Rogen is one person I would love to sit with and meet.
I agree with you.
I know they're both actors. But I mean, what else?
I did ask you what famous person you want to have. And one last one, a concept plate that you still didn't create or you would like to create.
A real original diner. Like proper in Dubai.
In Dubai.
But like I'm talking Pulp Fiction, sitting first scene diner, you know, the first scene in Pulp Fiction where the guy and the girl were planning the robbery.
Yeah.
That style diner. In the morning, I'm giving you waffles, pancakes,
and unlimited coffee.
Unlimited coffee, an old lady in a short dress, like, you know, with an apron coming to you with like...
I asked you about the concept plate, but you gave me about the concept plates.
Exactly, man. And I think it will work very well in Dubai if you do it properly.
If you do it properly.
I'm talking about a concept to start in Dubai. Yeah.
Okay. So, well, I'm gonna check on you in a few months.
Another concept will be if I go international, I want a concept where people can come in and not order from a menu. And I tried that with Ketcha, I remember telling you, but it didn't work. I don't want people to order from a menu. I want to figure what people want to have.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like I'll ask you 10 questions, you answer them, and I tell you, you should have a whiskey on the rocks, or you should have a sandwich.
You're not going to have a quick turnaround on that one.
It's fine. But I think this, because how many times did you go to a restaurant? I don't know what to have.
Basil, thank you so much for sharing your story, your insights, your passion.
Thanks for having me.
And your vision.
Thank you.
With us. We really look forward to what's coming next. I mean, you're really a box of surprises, and I'm sure that that you will not stop surprising us.
No. Hopefully, I'll have more to come, inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. This has been Forward Moves with Raja Haddad, and we've been talking to Basil Yassin, the driving force behind Yava, Tonton, and many more to come. If you haven't come to the place, drop by Wasil 51 in Dubai, and you will be just blown away. Thank you for listening to us. If you like our episode, download it, share it with your friends, and give us a 5 stars rating. Until then, keep on moving forward.